Find a roadmap for progress, a vision for growth, and a commitment to the well-being of every resident of Lanao del Norte. People of Lanao del Norte, it is my great honor to introduce to you the woman of service and dedication, our beloved provincial governor, Governor Imelda Quibranza Di Mapuro. A round of applause, please.
I just came from the ceremony program of our family pilgrimage, and was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. Pero, well, according to the ticket of age, laid down and aeroplano, and the secretary had breakfast with the governor of the Visayas Occidental. We started at about 10. At any rate, I hope that you will bear with me for my speech tonight. My state of the province address is quite long. You might find it boring, but I just want to read or present my book of all my accomplishments for 9 years, because this is already my last term. Okay lang ba? Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, the people of Lanao del Norte, it is with immense pride and gratitude that I stand before you today as the Governor of Lanao del Norte. Today's speech will be my last, as I will complete my term of office as three-termer provincial governor for the second time. During Abdullah Di Maporo's tenure as provincial governor of Lanao del Norte, he made a commitment to the people of Lanao del Norte, outlining a vision for the province's future known as Vision 2020. As the provincial governor during those years. And alongside them, Governor Muhammad Khalid Quibranza Di Mapuro has been my shared responsibility to uphold and work towards fulfilling this promise to the people of Lanao del Norte. I firmly believe that the people of Lanao del Norte have the right to know if we have fulfilled our promise to them. It is our responsibility to report to our constituents and ensure transparency in our leadership. Today, allow me to elaborate on each aspect of our accomplishments of the major pillars under Vision 2020. When Provincial Governor Abdullah Di Mapuro first took office, the capital only had a single building to accommodate its employees. This building, which remains in excellent condition today, is a legacy from my father, the former Governor Arcelo Quibranza. My father, through Batas Pambansa 181, authored by the Batas Pambansa member Abdullah Di Mapuro, facilitated the relocation of the provincial capital from Iligan City to Tubod, Lanao del Norte, to bring government services closer to our community. I am delighted to announce that we now host one of the finest provincial capitals in the country. Our current provincial capital has become a local landmark and a source of immense pride for the province of Lanao del Norte. It stands not only as an architectural marvel, but also as a symbol of strong governance within the province. To enhance the delivery of essential services, we have constructed additional separate offices, including the General Services Office, the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office, the Provincial Jail, Environment and Natural Resources Office, the Provincial Veterinary Office, the Bahay Pag-asa Youth Center, the New Training Center, the Kalimuda at Tourism Center that also functions as a museum along with the Provincial Health Office and the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, which are both projects of Congressman Mohammad Khalid Libranza Ginapon. We have already started the construction of the legislative building of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and the groundbreaking of the judicial building. When we assumed the leadership, the ground where we stand today was once a rice field. The idea of constructing sports facilities in the middle of an empty rice field, let alone hosting a prestigious national sporting event like the Palong Pambansa in 2003, seemed unbelievable. Our goal was clear: to alter public perception that Lanao del Norte is a war-torn province. Our perseverance bore fruit as we have successfully hosted the Palong Pambansa. Through the Mindanao Civic Center, we were able to invite world-class celebrities, artists, and top performers. The center has become the home court of the PBA in Mindanao and has played host to numerous regional competitions, concerts, beauty pageants, social events, forums, and congresses. With great pride, I can affirm that through the various activities we have in the MCC, we have showcased to the world that Lanao del Norte is truly the land of beauty and poverty. Our province boasts several architectural features that contribute to our national heritage, including the provincial capital, the Mindanao Civic Center, and the Kapatagan Provincial Hospital. Notably, all these iconic structures were designed by national architect Francisco Bobby Manyosa. I strongly believe that the key to transforming our community is through quality and improved education. At the forefront of educational progress, we have witnessed significant transformation with patronation. Previously, families had to send their children to cities and other provinces to pursue higher education. However, through effective governance, we have fostered an environment that encourages both private and public sector in providing educational services. Today, we proudly boast the operation of at least 7 colleges in Lanao del Norte. Special commendation goes to the municipalities of Kapatagan and Tubod for establishing a college schools. Furthermore, we have seen the emergence of high schools operated by faith-based institutions and the private sector, exemplified by the presence of Montessori in Lala. Our commitment to education encompasses a variety of initiatives such as an expansion of classroom facilities in various barangays, including the construction of perimeter fences, multi-purpose buildings, and administration facilities. Securing land titles for school sites as the Department of Education requires proper titling for infrastructure projects to proceed. A provision of reading materials to enhance academic achievements. Professional development for teachers, a those various specializations. Through our collaborative work with Congressman Muhammad Khalid and Congresswoman Siti Amina, we successfully spearheaded the construction of additional public schools. Furthermore, we lobbied for an increase in the number of teachers and classrooms, significantly bolstering educational infrastructure in our province. Previously, the travel to the municipalities of Munay, Nulungan, Matugao, and other interior municipalities would nearly consume a whole day, hampered by the deplorable state of the provincial law. Through our joint efforts, we successfully lobbied the Japanese government to finance the construction of the Metro Iligan Regional Infrastructure Development Project, or the MEID. It is known as the Offsite Infrastructure for the Milay. This initiative led to the paving of Nagaoswagan, Munay, and Binamon, Batungao, Baluin, Taguluan Road, resulting in world-class road segments that are still in excellent condition today. As of today, we are 99% complete in completing of our 27 provincial road segments, totaling 163.339 kilometers. To enhance safety and visibility, we have implemented installation of solar lights along our provincial roads. It is my goal to provide solar lighting on all provincial roads before my term and as governor. To ensure proper maintenance and road durability, we have constructed several drainage structures, flood control structures, including masonry, retaining walls, slope protection, concrete-lined canals. Through our collective efforts as representative in the Philippine Congress, we successfully passed the Act number 10104, which converted Taguluan, Baluin, Tauraga, Munay, Tangkal, Magsaysay, Salvador, Sapat, Nulungan, and culminating at Malabang, Tukuran roads in SMB into a national road. Recently, we launched the Mirai Strategic Development Plan and Industry Locator Map, designed by the renowned architect and urban planner Filipino June Pacos Jr. This initiative aims to attract investment for agricultural modernization, job creation, and enhancing the quality of life in our communities. The province recognizes the critical role of human resource development. To this end, we invest in comprehensive training and seminars to improve leadership and management among supervisory staff and enhancing competency across departments. To facilitate safe and timely transportation, we provide 4 buses for our capital employees. Additionally, we fully implement the salary stabilization law and provide other benefits under the DBM guidelines. I consistently emphasize to our employees that they should prioritize work, and work. Working in the provincial capital is indeed a privilege. You are very fortunate to be part of this esteemed institution. As public servants, it is our duty to provide the best possible service to our constituents because we owe our salary from the people of the now Del Norte. Alongside this, we embrace digital solutions, recognizing that the future lies in online platforms. This adoption of digitalization is essential for us to stay relevant in a rapidly advancing technology, and to position us to succeed in an increasingly digital future. We take pride in the effective governance and administration of Lanao del Norte through our leadership. We have demonstrated the exemplary governance through the numerous awards and recognitions that the province has received. And recently, Lanao del Norte was honored with the seal of good local governance by the DILG. Additionally, we have been awarded as beyond compliance standards by the NDRRMC and nationally awarded as the best performer in revenue collection by the Department of Finance. Bronze awarded in Prime SRM, among other accolades. We are proud to rank 6th among the top 10 wealthiest provinces in Mindanao, based on locally sourced income of our local governments in 2023. All these awards serve as testament to our unwavering commitment to serving the people of Lanao del Norte with integrity and efficiency. One of the key priorities of our administration is to ensure that the marginalized and disadvantaged sectors receive the support they deserve. Through our programs, we are committed to support the well-being of senior citizens through healthcare services and essential financial assistance. Establish a women's center to protect the women who are victims of sexual abuse, to ensure the protection of our children, especially those who are victims of sexual abuse and children in conflict with the law. Provide crucial financial assistance, including burial support, educational aid, medical assistance, wheelchair, food aid, and other forms of support those in need of assistance. Under our leadership, we champion healthcare services as a priority flagship program. Our objective is to provide accessible, affordable, and high-quality care to all residents. One of the primary objectives of implementing this program is to strengthen the healthcare infrastructure by expanding facilities, hiring more personnel, ensuring a steady supply of medicines, and addressing other critical needs. It is worth noting that at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, we established the most sophisticated COVID laboratory in Region 10. We have opened 10-bed capacity dialysis in Kapatagan Provincial Hospital, 10-bed capacity at the LNPH, and just recently added another specialist 6-bed capacity. With this development, our constituents no longer need to travel long distances to urban centers to receive dialysis treatment. This will reduce the burden on patients who would otherwise have to arrange transportation and accommodation for frequent dialysis sessions. Our patients can now receive timely and regular dialysis sessions without delays caused by travel or scheduling conflicts. We are pleased to announce that the Kapatagan Provincial Hospital now offers endoscopy and coloscopy. Soon we will open CT scan services. By investing in these advanced diagnostic tools, we can identify health issues early on, reducing the need for costly and invasive treatments. Currently, our staff is working for the establishment of a 3-bed intensive care unit or ICU. Our 6 hospitals, provincial hospitals, have generated significant income, surpassing this year's projected targets. Oh, Congressman Amina, because you won them. This boost in revenue will support ongoing investment in healthcare services, expanding our capabilities through staff recruitment and cutting-edge equipment acquisition. Last week, Lanao del Norte ranked in Region 10 for its outstanding no-balance compliance with federal across all 6 of our hospitals. This achievement ensures that patients no longer have to worry about purchasing medicines and medical supplies externally. Our comprehensive health care program now fully covers all their needs, providing them with peace of mind during their time of treatment and recovery. We are committed to strengthen the healthcare workforce through training and professional development programs. We invest in the long-term sustainability by sending our doctors on specialized trainings through a return service agreement. Under this program, we have already secured the services of an in-house anesthesiologist and radiologist. Additionally, we are anticipating to include pathologists, ENT, and OB-gynecologists. This ensures that we have a dedicated in-house medical team capable of delivering high-quality services for years to come. Currently, we have established a memorandum of agreement with a variety of medical specialists, including orthopedic surgeons, laparoscopy surgeons, cancer surgeons, urologists, and ophthalmologists, who specialize in the removal of breast cancer, gastroenterologists, nephrologists, pulmonologists, and pain specialists to utilize the facilities of Kapatakan Provincial Hospital for their respective operations. Our objective is to hire more medical specialists as part of the expansion of our healthcare program. As of today, there are already several medical specialists who signify their interest to join the provincial government because of the generous benefits that we can offer. We have been working to convert Lanao del Norte Provincial Hospital into a general hospital. Just recently, and that's the bill of Congressman Khalid that he is now working. Recently, an assurance that LNPH will be returned to the Department of Health as a DOH-managed hospital. It is likely to receive increased funding to improve infrastructure, equipment, and staffing. Hopefully, it will increase in bed capacity, allowing it to cater to a larger number of patients and equip them with modern medical technologies. It will also serve as the center to provide training for specialists and professional. As a start, a new building costing more than 100 million funded by DOH will be constructed in LNPH. Our objective is to enhance healthcare services by elevating our hospitals in SND, in Baluin, and Kauswagan provincial hospitals from infirmary to level 1 status, and upgrading Kapatagan, LNPH, and Pulambugan as provincial hospitals level 2. To support this endeavor, we budgeted 200 million for the construction of a new hospital in Baluin. The Bulang-Bulang. We continue serving our constituents through immunization, vaccination, medical and dental services, essential services like prenatal care, child health check-ups, and nutrition are always available. Just recently, our water analysis laboratory has been granted accreditation and license to operate. It is noteworthy to mention that Lanao del Norte is a recipient of the following citations: a national awardee and top 1 in Region 10 in TB therapy enrollment, top 1 in Region 10 for TB treatment, success rate for 7 consecutive years, 100% breastfeeding accomplishment, 100% vitamin A supplementation coverage, malaria-free since 2015, filarial-free since 2019. Agriculture is the backbone of our economy, and our goal is to enhance agricultural productivity and increase the income of our farmers and fisher folks. To achieve this, the province is actively implementing the Masagana Ani Rice, Maisan, and Gulayan program. Through the rice initiative, we distributed diverse range of seeds including inbred, hybrid, and upland varieties, along with essential fertilizers and pest control solutions. Currently, Lanao del Norte proudly attains self-sufficiency in rice, surpassing 113% sufficiency levels. I am honored to announce that Lanao del Norte has been bestowed with the National Rice Achievers Award provincial category for 4 consecutive years. Furthermore, we extend various assistance by subsidizing the cost of inputs, thereby alleviating the financial burdens encountered by farmers. Under our farm mechanization program, we distributed farm machineries such as farm tractors, rice combine harvester, rice transplanter, power tillers, among others. Hopefully, this will help our farmers save on labor costs and increase productivity. The provincial government of Lanao del Norte operates its own provincial grains processing center and provincial corn processing center. I'm delighted to announce that Lanao del Norte is the sole recipient of the prestigious Category 3 designation for rice systems from FELMIC. The facility was granted for having a very successful program of rice processing center. This approach will help farmers to boost their income by reducing reliance on business middlemen in the value chain. The Department of Agriculture has recognized our provincial grains processing center as a top-performing facility among local government units nationwide. It is with great pride that the LGUs from Luzon and Visayas have visited our center to learn from our successful practices and operations. In our commitment to ensuring food security, our strategy is to bolster the inventory of our livestock such as cattle, carabao, swine, poultry, and more. Currently, we are addressing the challenge of a significant outflow of animals to neighboring areas by implementing extensive artificial insemination efforts in barangays to enhance livestock availability. Through these endeavors, we have successfully augmented our animal stock inventory. The provincial government is committed to strengthen eligible cooperatives by providing technical and financial assistance to enhance their operational efficiency and sustainability. The goal is to empower them to access resources, expand their ventures, stimulate growth, and contribute to the economic development of the province. Our province has always been known for its deep-rooted religious and moral values. By encouraging religious harmony and fostering partnerships between faith-based organizations and the government, we have strengthened our community's spiritual foundations, ensuring that our people can worship freely, united by their shared love for God. To invigorate the cultivation of a God-loving community, we have taken concrete steps to establish an interfaith committee within the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Interfaith groups provide a platform for dialogue and cooperation among people of different faiths, promoting understanding and tolerance among diverse religious communities. This initiative has further led to the formation of interfaith communities within the Sangguniang Bayans. The peaceful coexistence between Christians and Muslims in Lanao del Norte is a testament to the harmonious relationship and mutual respect that exists among the diverse communities in the province. Today, you can see Christians developing taste for Muslim delicacies like palapa and piat parang. Interestingly, many calendarias selling palapa, pater, and rendang are owned by Christians. And this food have become part of the Christian diet. Additionally, Muslim weddings now incorporate Christian life traditions, such as wearing the Buddha, having entourages, the flower girls, wedding dances, cakes, and more. When Jose Marie Chan was interviewed on a TV program, he was asked about the most memorable performance in his career. He fondly recalled a special moment in the Mindanao Civic Center, where the Maranaos joined him in singing Christmas in Our Hearts. The province has become a melting pot of cultures, where individuals from different backgrounds come together to embrace diversity. From shared meals to joint festivities, the people of Lanao del Norte have shown that unity and respect transcend religious differences. The question is Lanao del Norte peaceful? As recent residents of the province, we have always known Lanao del Norte to be peaceful. To me, the true measure of Lanao del Norte's peace is seen from the perspective of an outsider, such as an investor, as it involves significant risk due to big financial investment. The establishment of the GN Power Coal Plant in Lanao del Norte can seen as a sign of investor confidence, an indicator of peace and stability in the province. Companies like GN Powers are unlikely to invest in regions rather with ongoing peace and security concern. The decision to establish a coal plant in Lanao del Norte suggests that the company sees the area as stable and conducive to long-term investment. The approval and support of local and national government bodies for the establishment of the coal plant that can be seen as an indication of their confidence in the security and stability of the province. The plan indicates the potential for economic growth and development in the region, which is often associated with peaceful and stable environment. The Liangan Hydropower Electric Plant has commenced its initial operations, and numerous investors have expressed their intention to set up renewable energy projects in Lanao del Norte. While the presence of GM Power Coal Plant, Liangan Hydro Electric Plant, and other big commercial establishments does not guarantee absolute peace, it does suggest that the area is perceived as stable and suitable for significant investment and development initiatives. Through our collective hard work with the police, the army, and various stakeholders, we successfully declared Lanao del Norte as insurgency-free. This development enhances the overall security and stability of Lanao del Norte. This creates a safer environment for residents, businesses, and visitors, leading to increased confidence in the local economy and investment opportunities. Rido, our family feuds have been a significant challenge for us, hindering economic growth, displacing families, and resulting in the loss of countless lives. Children are unable to attend school due to the fear of Rido, and many struggle to make a living because of it. This cycle of violence has had a profound impact on our peace and economy for generations. Thankfully, we have successfully resolved nearly all major Rido conflicts in the province. This has paved the way for a more peaceful Lanao del Norte and has helped foster economic stability. Recently, we have collaborated with the Office of the Presidential Assistant on Peace, Reunification, and Unity, or OPAPO, to designate a 200-hectare area within Camp Bilal and adjacent barangays in Monay as a resettlement area for MNLF rebel returnees. This initiative aims to provide the necessary infrastructures, facilities, services, and livelihood opportunities to facilitate the reintegration of these returnees into mainstream society, ultimately promoting peace and stability in the province. The cornerstone of our province success lies in the peaceful coexistence of its people. We are proud to have prioritized social cohesion, promoting dialogue, and fostering a culture of inclusivity. When then Governor Abdullah assumed office at the capital, our primary challenge was to foster unity between Muslims and Christians in Lanao del Norte. To achieve this, we implemented a policy to ensure equitable representation in governance at the provincial capital. This included the condition that when the provincial governor is a Muslim, then the vice governor should be a Christian, and there should be an equal number of Muslim and Christian representatives in the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. These deliberate efforts aim to promote inclusivity and collaboration between the two religious communities, fostering a sense of shared leadership and responsibility in the province. We have institutionalized the celebration of Arawan Lanao del Norte as means to encourage interactions between Muslims and Christians, fostering a deeper understanding of each other's culture. Today, the people of Lanao del Norte, including both Muslims and Christians, as well as our neighboring communities, eagerly anticipate the annual Araw ng Lanao del Norte celebrations. This yearly event, the sights and sounds, the festivities, serves as a testament to the peace and unity and the province over the years. It is truly heartening to witness Muslims and Christians living harmoniously, trusting and respecting one another. The key question remains, have we truly achieved prosperity under Vision 2020? Let us examine the economic indicators that mark the progress within our province. Notably, Lanao del Norte stands out as a province in the Philippines with Tugay Sano situated in the municipal towns, a distinction unmatched by other areas in Visayas and Mindanao. This remarkable presence, coupled with at least 6 commercial banks, a substantial number of rural banks, and various financial institutions, underscores the robust financial capacity and purchasing power of our constituents. Moreover, the landscape of retail in Lanao del Norte is enriched by a presence of established chains such as Prince Highmark and other retail stores such as the 7-Eleven, which are found in our coastal municipalities. This flourishing retail sector not only signifies the economic strength of our province, but also signals to potential investors that Lanao del Norte is a prime location for investment opportunities. The opening of the new Panguil Bay Bridge is a significant milestone for Lanao del Norte. This bridge represents a long-cherished dream of my late father, then Governor Arcelo Quebranza. Our hard work to realize this bridge has finally come to reality. This morning, no less than the Secretary of the Department of Works for the ceremony, as I mentioned earlier, and he mentioned to me that in the presence of the contractor, that the bridge will definitely, and he wants me to relay this to Congressman Khalid, that the bridge will definitely be completed by the end of August. But it will be open to the public only after the inauguration, hopefully no less than by the presence of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos come September. It is both advantages and challenges for us. With the bridge opening, we anticipate new opportunities for faster travel and improved access to different areas, fostering rapid economic growth and boosting tourism. It will enhance connectivity between communities and businesses, leading to expanded trade. Moreover, it will increase job opportunities by opening doors to our businesses and projects. However, there are challenges that we may encounter once the bridge is operational. It could bring about changes to the local economy, peace and order, potentially impacting traditional businesses. It may result in increased traffic and urbanization, leading to challenges such as pollution and its infrastructure needs. I believe that Lanao del Norte will take the lead in development of the opening of the bridge. In conclusion, I am proud to report that under our governance and together with all the municipalities, barangays, and all the people of Lanao del Norte, we have successfully realized the Vision 2020 initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would like to ask for everyone's attention as we honor a remarkable individual. Please rise and join me in giving a standing ovation to the driving force behind Lanao del Norte's progress, the man of vision, the man of peace, the architect and father of Lanao del Norte unity development, none other than the former provincial Representative Akula Timakota Timamor. As his wife, I have personally witnessed the dedication and hard work that my husband has pursued this tendency into realizing Lanao del Norte's potential. His years of service have been devoted to securing a brighter future for the children of Lanao del Norte. And sacrifices he made have been instrumental shaping the province into what it is today. Lanao del Norte also wants to this great river. His love for Lanao del Norte is really incomparable, and we are truly blessed and fortunate to have him as our leader. I strongly believe that one of the key reasons in our development is because I, along with Congressman Khalil and Congresswoman Amina, all belong to the same team. This fosters us a unified, vision-coordinated approach to governance, leading to seamless collaboration on projects and policies that benefit our constituents. The decision-making processes are expedited due to a higher level of trust and understanding among us, resulting in prompt responses to issues. At this point, I would like also to extend my gratitude to all our municipalities, the mayors who have been supporting, who has been behind me in my 9 years. And most especially to the people of Lanao del Norte. With your support, you have shown to our administration I would like to honor our fallen colleagues and individuals who have played a significant role in shaping Lanao del Norte into what it is today. I would like to thank the Sangguniang Tagalawigan members. Can you please stand? And the Vice Governor, the best Vice Governor I ever had, Vice Governor Alan Lim, for their steadfast support of my leadership. Again, I am proud to announce that we have successfully fulfilled our promise and commitment to the people of Lanao del Norte through our Vision 2020 initiative. My hope is that through our hard work and dedication, we will leave a lasting legacy and this will benefit the province for years to come. With the unveiling of our new vision, Vision 2040, the responsibility of realizing its potential now falls to my successor. I urge the people of Lanao del Norte to unite and actively support the realization of this new vision of our province. I am confident that under this vision, Lanao del Norte will not only sustain its current achievement, but also soar ahead to greater heights. To my beloved constituents, the journey does not end here. Vision 2020 may have been achieved, but the horizon stretches even further. Let us celebrate our triumphs, but let us also remember the challenges that lie ahead. Let us remain united, driven by our faith and love for our province, and our unwavering commitment to building a higher future for generations to come. May the blessings of the Almighty continue to shower our province. May our communities continue to thrive in harmony. And may our shared prosperity forever illuminate the path ahead. Thank you, and God bless Lanao del Norte. Love the Philippines. Love Lanao del Norte. Happy 65th Araw ng Lanao del Norte.
Ladies and gentlemen, our provincial governor, Governor Imelda Quibranza Dimapuro.